Hello, this is Xbox Ahoy, and this is the last in the series of my Modern Warfare 2 weapon guides. We're covering the final weapon unlocked and last assault rifle, the AK-47. The Avtomat Kalashnikova or Kalashnikov Automatic Rifle, model 1947, is a fully automatic weapon unlocked at level 70. It dates to post-World War II Soviet Russia, where the introduction of the first true assault rifle, the Sturmgewehr of Nazi Germany, had proven to be a deadly balance of firepower and manageability. Upon the STG's introduction to the battlefield in late 1943, the Soviets were quick to emulate captured examples. Design on the AK-47 began in 1944, with eponymous design lead Mikhail Kalashnikov's team eventually besting other proposed designs in trials for a new automatic rifle. The AK-47 brought with it a new intermediate cartridge heavily influenced by the Sturmgewehr's Kurz intermediate round. The Model 43 7.62 by 39mm cartridge was to be the platform the AK-47 was designed for, and was essentially a smaller version of the Soviet rifle cartridge, the 7.62 by 54mm rimmed, as used in the Mosin Nagant. The tapered walls of the M43 cartridge also lent the AK one of its most distinguishing features, the pronounced curve on the magazine. It's no coincidence that both the Soviet intermediate and rifle cartridges are of the same caliber. It's a testament to industrial efficiency, as the same tools and gauges could be used to produce barrels and parts for both classes of weapon. It's this utilitarian approach that has led to one of the most enduring and ubiquitous weapons ever made. Its durability, low cost, and ease of use have secured its place in history over countless wars over the last 6 decades. And it will persist for many more conflicts yet to come. In-game, the AK-47 is a high-damage assault rifle, in the same class as the SCAR-H and TAR-21. The SCAR-H has the greatest accuracy, and the TAR-21 has the greater rate of fire. The AK lies somewhere in between. It's ideal for mid-range engagements, and suits fully automatic fire at such ranges. One curious thing about the AK is that it behaves differently without attachments. The addition of any attachment whatsoever, apart from the ACOG scope, will add a small amount of idle sway. Without attachment, the iron sights are completely steady, but add anything, even the silencer or FMJ, and there will be a small amount of idle movement to the sights. However, it's not a major factor, and some attachments will offer benefit enough to elect them. The AK has its very own custom attachment, replacing the standard M203 grenade launcher. The GP25 is very similar to the M203, although it has a slightly faster swap time with a slower reload. Interestingly, the real-life GP25 uses caseless 40mm grenades, so the ejection of the spent cartridge in-game is inaccurate. The usual optics are available for the AK. The red dot is a solid choice, lending a slightly higher degree of accuracy over the iron sights. The added sway really isn't a huge factor, as I found the most effective tactic with the AK was to not rely on precision but volume of automatic fire. Shoot first, adjust after. It's only really the very long sight lines where you need to be careful about your shot placement, but you'll find most engagements will occur at middle to close range. The holographic is a fine choice too. Although I don't consider it as precise as the red dot, it does help line up those shots across the map. That's not to say the iron sights are particularly bad, of course, but the front post is a less clear indicator than the available close-range optics. I wouldn't recommend the long-range scopes on the AK. Although the recoil is consistent and predictable, the scopes don't suit the weapon at all. With the ACOG, you'll find you have to burst fire even at closer ranges, and you do much better at hitting your target without the scope attached. The thermal is similar. You'll struggle to adjust your aim to compensate for anything other than single shots. The silencer, on the other hand, is a great choice with the AK, although the bounce of the recoil means you don't get the full benefit of the elimination of the muzzle flash. Still, it will keep you off the radar, and in objective-based games or defensive roles it will often save your life. The high damage of the AK means the middle-range damage loss isn't a huge problem, while you might not fare so well in a straight firefight. With stopping power, it will be just 3 rounds to kill at long range. The heartbeat sensor is both a help and a hindrance. Although having prescient knowledge of an enemy's position is very useful, it can be dangerous if you come to rely on it. Spend too long staring at it and you might just give someone with ninja equip time enough to sneak up on you. For an aggressive role, my overall favourite attachment was FMJ. It suits a loud and mobile free-for-all setup and will allow you to spray down foes lurking behind cover, no matter what mode you play. When playing aggressively, you'll find most engagements occur at close range, so the iron sights are more than adequate for any such firefight. And the effectiveness of fully automatic fire on the AK make it a perfect pairing. Extended mags is another solid choice, particularly if you're not running sleight of hand, and will give you more of a fighting chance against multiple opponents. Scavenger becomes nearly essential though, as the two 45-round magazines you'll be supplied with can be expended very quickly. Overall, I would favour FMJ with the AK-47, but the silencer or extended mags would both be solid secondary choices. For your blue perk, I'd probably recommend Scavenger in most cases. This will permit a more liberal use of the weapon without worrying about your ammo count. In the free-for-all games I was playing, I was running Sleight of Hand Pro, but free-for-all tends to be a faster-paced, shorter streak style when played aggressively, so the faster reload and aim speed made a larger difference. If you play a little more conservatively, anticipate engagements at choke points, and play team games, then Scavenger would be a much better choice, particularly if you're using FMJ. With Scavenger, you can spray an entire magazine through a wall without too much fear of running out later. For your red perk, stopping power maximises the AK's killing potential and is probably the best choice for most playstyles. It will turn the AK into a two-shot kill weapon at close range, or even at near-middle ranges when unsilenced. It won't kill as quickly as the TAR-21 or F-2000, but it's not far off and a lot more controllable. For your third perk, I was using Ninja almost exclusively. It's a very strong choice and it's hard to go wrong with it. As an alternative, steady aim could work quite well at close range, particularly if you don't have the aim speed benefit of Sleight of Hand Pro. The AK is a very versatile weapon that handles in a very consistent way. It excels at mid-range engagements, and although not the statistically superior weapon up close or at long range, is easy enough to control at almost any distance. It's great for fully automatic fire, and although it's nowhere near as precise as the ACR, it does make up for this with its healthy damage to grant quick kills in most circumstances. When you absolutely, positively have to kill every single player in the lobby, except no substitute. Thanks for watching. This has been Xbox Ahoy. And this concludes my Modern Warfare 2 weapon guide, and not a moment too soon. As most of you know, I'll be covering Black Ops very shortly. There's much to prepare for the new series, so give me a couple of weeks to get to grips with the game and to get the first episode out. I'll be covering the weapons in unlock order, and will likely be starting with the MP5K. So until then, farewell.